Walked in on loving wife binging affair partner while kids sleep upstairs. For the past several weeks I have been working late nights in the office so I can finish work early so I can have breakfast with the kids and do the school runs. Tonight the boss let me finish halfway though my shift due to the amount of work I have put in on a project that now completed. On the drive home I was looking forward to us time with the little ones in bed. Well, I walked into my wife ducking some bloke on the sofa. Deer in headlight moment, I grabbed my keys and now I am in the office wondering what the hell I am going to do now. My phone is blowing up with calls and texts from my wife telling me to come back so she can explain. I just can't. I am so pissed off right now. Never thought she would cheat on me. We have been happily married for over a decade. Sure, we have had our arguments over the years, but what married couple hasn't? Given her everything she asked for along 3 beautiful kids. Advice needed please. I am at a loss of what to do. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, oh man that's tough. First, STD check. Second, DNA your kids, doesn't matter the reason, just do it for legal purposes. Third, lawyer up. Lastly, virtual hug for you my friend. Poop is tough and enraging, but there are good people here and out there to support you. Contact family and friends for additional assistance. Redditor 2, first thing, go home. Do not give her any ammunition to use against you. Second, consult with a lawyer ASAP. Third, secure your assets. If the lawyer says it is okay, withdraw your money from any account with her name on it and transfer the funds to an individual account. Close any joint credit accounts. Most banks will not remove you from the account, but you can close them. Freeze your credit reports with the 3 credit bureaus. There is a small fee, $10, but it will prevent her from opening new lines with your name on it. If you are in the States, find out if you live in an at-fault state. If you do, gather evidence of the affair. It will help you with custody, child support and alimony. Gathering evidence in a no-fault state is not worth your time. Also find out about when you can file for divorce. I had to wait 12 months, but that doesn't mean you can sit around doing nothing. Things are going to get nasty, so be prepared. Redditor follow-up, chances are that he is not in America when he calls the other guy a bloke. Redditor 3, only advice I can give is to do your best to be mindful when approaching this situation. Nothing good happens when you're mad. Take some time away so you can sort things out in your head before doing anything. If she's doing it while the kids are home in your house, there's no way this is her first time, and I wouldn't trust a damn thing she comes at you with. Edit, your Redditor follow-up, letting her wallow in her guilt is good, also. Gives her time to reflect on her bad decisions. Update to catching wife having time with affair partner on the sofa. Although it's only been 9 days since I posted about catching my wife having time with affair partner on the sofa, I know a lot of you have asked to be kept updated. Before I update you, I would like to thank you all for your advice and support. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to respond to your comments due to the poop show that is currently happening until now. Well, as you can imagine, the poop has now hit the fan. I have no idea where to start. Well, I am currently off work and will be until I am ready to go back. A few of you ask why I didn't smash the guy's face in, is mainly because if I got arrested then social services would have got involved in event a divorce that would be used against me. I took your advice to get all bank accounts in order and removed my wife from the kids' trust funds and my own account straight away in case she tried to empty them. She has her own account for her money she earns from work. Well, she did indeed try to empty all of them 2 days after my visit. FYI, I have already paid the bills for the house and cars days before this crap show happened. I have been the doctors to be checked for STIs literally days after I posted, and have been given the all clear. Followed by a long meeting with a team of divorce lawyers to find out what is to happen next. Being a computer technician, I have remote access to my home computer and secondary laptop that the kids use for schoolwork, and have found that my dear wife has left herself locked into Facebook and stumbled across message upon message to her affair partner. Photos, timeting, paid bills for hotels and meet-up arrangements etc. Turns out this affair has been going on for 7 years now. Her affair partner is her best friend's little brother, and she has been ducking with him since he was 19. All this has been given to the lawyers as there is no going back now. I have to wait for a few months to start the process as there is currently a bad log due to the pandemic. Also, all trust in her has been completely destroyed, that no amount couple counseling will save this marriage. I returned home 4 days ago, packed her bags and kicked her cheating essay out. The kids are with me, and after a difficult conversation with all 3 of them, they now fully aware that mummy is not coming back, but also they can all still see her. While I am angry with her, I won't be that parent that holds the kids to ransom. My in-laws and family are fully aware of what their daughter, sister has done. Her relationship with her family is now strained. Her bestie slated me on FB about walking out on her and the kids, and my Bill posted the link to Reddit on FB, so now everyone knows, and the post was taken down. As for my wife, I haven't spoken one word to her since that night, and all communication will be thought the lawyers now. I have text messages from her basically saying that she is going to ruin me in court, say poop like I was controlling, abusive etc. The lawyers have all copies. I have deleted Facebook due to her small circle of friends send vile messages for ruining her life. I am currently awaiting on results of the paternity test to see if the kids are mine. The affair partner demanded to be tested in case the younger 2 are his. But for now they are with me as my wife is living with affair partner. Redditors reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, wow. She really tried to drain all the accounts, and the other dude wants to know if he's the youngest kid's dad, wow. Op answer, yes, she really tried to. The kids' funds are near 10k each. They will receive this on their 21st birthday to do as they please. Unfortunately, the affair has been going on for several years now, that there's a 50% chance the youngest 2 are mine. Redditor 2, ruin her skank ass. Her new address just verifies everything. She's an idiot. Op answer, I don't usually use the main PC due to my work laptop, but for security reason I have a connection link to all 3, so I was utterly dumbfounded how someone can leave Messenger and Facebook logged on. Redditor 3, check with the lawyer about getting cash from your ex since she was spending the family money on meetups with this guy. You actually have the evidence in the computer. It may not be worth it at this point, but at least have them take a look to see what's up. Maybe you should copy and paste some of your wife's interactions on that page where the bestie is trying to blame you. Let everyone know exactly what she did. You've got all the posts, texts and pictures to back up any doubt they'd have. Op answer, my brother-in-law posted my original Reddit post on her friend's comment and everyone saw it. Her friend deleted the post within a day, probably under my ex's orders. Also, the friend has backed off after my lawyer sent her a politely worded letter basically stating she will be liable for slander if she continues, so at the moment she has gone quiet. Unfortunately, it's her own money from her account she uses for the meetups. When we got married we signed a prenup so that she has her own money and pays a monthly contribution to the joint account for bills which we spilt. Story 2, 19 years gone in one conversation. My 46 meters wife 48 F of 19 years told me about her friend setting her up on a blind date. She had a girls' night out with her friend T. T set her up apparently with a guy that she had slept with a few weeks earlier. T was hooking up with someone else and set my wife up with the past hookup. My wife went out at 7 p.m. and came home at 3 a.m. that night. The confession came completely out of the blue, said she was sorry, wants to work on our marriage, waterworks, begging forgiveness. She said that nothing happened between her and the guy because T had slept with him. She knew agreeing to meeting this guy was wrong, and going to meet him was even worse. I don't believe that nothing happened like she is saying. She also said that the guy works at a sawmill and you make more money, that's why I am the better option. Basically, she was confessing to actively trying to replace me. If she could find someone with a better paying job, this post would be much different. Not long after this girl's night out and before the confession, my wife and T had a total meltdown of their friendship. Suddenly they went from best friends to T is a liar and a manipulative, jealous person according to my wife. I think the confession or partial confession was to keep T from telling me about her sleeping with the guy. Gaslighting me on the truth of what really happened by telling me only partially about it. Only enough to look bad, but not the whole ugly truth of what happened. Honesty, I didn't need to be told everything that happened. Her story didn't add up. The holes in the story were too big. Little coincidences that occurred around that time put everything in perfect focus. When she told me about it, I lost all feeling for her. I just went numb, didn't even get angry. I'm done. Just working on my exit strategy at this point. Getting financials in order, place to move into, etc. It really sucks that she would be willing to throw away 19 years of marriage with no regard for anything, including our 2 children. Redditors reactions update after. Redditor 1, why would my friend set me up, if I haven't told them I wanna cheat on my spouse? Redditor 2, if she came home at 3 she defo ducked that guy. The fact that her friend set her up makes me think that your wife has been telling T she wanted out, or at least wanted to cheat. I know 19 years is a long time, but personally I wouldn't want to waste another minute of my life with someone who only stays with me because I make more money than the person they tried to replace me with. She has no respect for you. You deserve better. It might not feel like that now because the shock is still fresh, but I would get the papers ready, and luckily that takes a few weeks to do so that you can come to terms with the bullpoop your wife tries to get you to believe. Op answer, trust me, she is trying to convince an overthinker with half-truth and omission. Taking into account behavior, time, and other factors, I don't need a complete confession. I know what's happened, going to happen, and what I need to do. Redditor 3, think you should leave your wife and contact T. Don't do it with questions. Do it with answers. Make her fill in the questions. I know you set my wife up on a date. What I don't know is how many times. I know both you and my wife were having estimual affairs, but I don't know how long or how many partners. I know you and my wife fell out. She blamed everything on you, and I know that's not true. Care to fill in the blanks? Stuff like that. Redditor follow-up, this seems about right. Giving him no space to pull off some BS and confronting is the best way to go. 19 years gone in one conversation update. Sorry in advance, this is a long one. A lot has happened since my first post. She is in full-blown panic mode. Recently diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder where her white blood cells are attacking her lungs. This causes asthma attacks that normal medication can't correct. The only drug on the market that controls the condition has a copay of $13,000 after her Medicaid. If I didn't have really good health insurance through my employment, there isn't any possibility of her being able to afford it. She is trying everything to reconcile. Even setting up couples counseling. We made it through 2.5 sessions. Explains why she came clean on partial truth and wants to fix things. Counseling went the way I figured it would. Every session was all about everything I had done wrong. Ever. Including my working 50 hours each week to make ends meet because she has partial disability and doesn't work. I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Everything was brought up, including our 2 children. Well, except I was informed that the mention of her date night was off limits. About halfway through the 3rd session, the counselor looked her in the eye and asked, if you have such a high power radar to detect what everyone else is doing wrong, point that radar at yourself and tell me what you do wrong. The proverbial poop hit the fan. My STBXW started yelling at the counselor and wanted to know why she was attacking her when we are there so she can fix me. After a few minutes of back and forth, my STBXW stormed out crying. The counselor told me that my STBXW has a deep hatred for me and I don't think this marriage can be salvaged. Basically my response was yup, and nope. I informed the counselor that I appreciate her time and we won't be back. She offered me individual counseling. I informed her that I probably would in the future and proceeded to tell her about the taboo topic. Needless to say, it didn't surprise her and confirmed her suspicion. Needless to say, the entire trip back to the house was about what a quack the therapist was. I've basically been on autopilot when I'm at the house. I refer to it as the house because it isn't a home anymore. I've moved into the spare bedroom. As far as I'm concerned, I may be married but I no longer have a wife. If she didn't need good medical insurance coverage, she would still be on the hunt. I don't need to track down T to get the whole story. I live in a small community of less than 900 people. I commute to work in a bigger city daily. Monday of this week, while at the only grocery store in the community, guess who ran into my STBXW? None other than the blind date guy. Small towns, right? It was bound to happen. I was at the end of the aisle when he walked up to her. He is a small guy. Maybe 5 feet 9 inches and 150 pounds. She had her back to me and didn't realize where I was. He asked her out again, right in front of me. She did decline though. That's when I walked up. I asked him if her was the guy she went out with about 2 months ago. He asked, what's it to me? I backed him up against the shelves and told him that I've been her husband for 19 years. I thought he was going to soil himself. I'm 6'2" and 250 pounds and muscular. She tried to get me to back off. I growled at her to shut up, she just better listen. Immediately she started crying. He told me that he was told she was single and begged for me to not kill him. I asked if they effed. He swallowed hard and said yes. She cried harder. I told him to never let me see him again. He apologized for everything and basically ran out of the store. Her AP outed her by being in the wrong place at exactly the perfect time. If it hadn't been him, I would have eventually ran into T to get the story. Needless to say, most of the time I'm on autopilot. It's as if all emotion is gone. I have to fake happiness while I'm with my children. I don't know if it is an emotional self-defense mechanism to keep things from falling further apart. I know I should be in some kind of distress over this. One day it's going to hit hard. I no longer trust the things I know to be true. Do my children really love me? Or do they love the things I give them? Do my parents? Do they only love the fact that I got good grades in school? Never got into trouble? Always had good paying jobs? The only thing I'm certain of is I can't stay in this sham of a marriage. I get up, go to work, barely eat or sleep. The only people I've told about this are strangers on the internet. I have no one to talk to about this. I go from one day to the next pretending I'm normal. Maybe my STBXW was right. The therapist does need to fix me. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, mate, go to the therapist for yourself. The process of divorce is going to get hard, and trust me, it will be helpful, even if asking advice on how to minimize the impact on your children. I couldn't stay in a marriage like you describe either. Seek a lawyer ASAP and get divorce moving. Once you're clear of this entitled selfish woman, the better. It's clear she cares nothing for you and just wants your financial support. The way she behaved in counseling, and the continued trickle truth. Unbelievable. Answer, you are absolutely correct. I pretty much convinced myself to get into counseling, writing everything out. Since the chance meeting in the store, she is paranoid and wants to know where I am every minute of the day. I think she can smell the brimstone from the hellfire I'm going to unleash on her world. I'm going to play dead for a while and sort out financials etc. Once she is more relaxed and convinced that I don't have anything planned, things will move faster. I am playing the long game here. I want her blindsided with divorce papers, just as I was blindsided with the infidelity. She made her plans, now it's my turn. I'm joining a gym after the holidays and give everything to the iron, all the hate, anger, doubt, and pain. Hopefully I'll find some peace there. But revenge? The iron can't have that. That's mine, and I will have it. Redditor 2, this is really a mess, get that attorney and get the divorce started. You have all the evidence you need. At some time in her life, she will have to grow up and take care of herself. You need to take care of yourself first. Redditor follow-up, hope you understand that she's only with you cause of her medical issue. Get a divorce. Redditor 3. So she gaslight you in counseling, but when the consular calls her out she freaks out, then when you confront the other man he throws her under the bus. Yeah, it's over buddy, you need to divorce her, and when it's finalized your kids come first and your ex come negative second, as in just be civil but indifferent during custody trade-offs. You don't need to give her the time of day, and if karma strikes upon her let it be her lesson, and don't take her back, may buy that out to make her a better person. Redditor 4. She made her bed and now has to sleep in it. You will only grow to hate her more if you stay, and you deserve to be happy. Her medical issue is her problem and not yours. I wish you the best. Redditor 5, did you tell her what the therapist told you? That she hates you and there is no possibility of saving the marriage. What did she say? After her AP gave her away, what did she say? Does she keep trying to get you to forgive her? Do your children know about all this? Does she know if you are going to get divorced? And that she won't be able to pay for the medicine if you do? When was the last time she asked you to forgive her? Has she genuinely apologized? Will you keep updating? Redditor 6. The insurance situation has you in a tight pinch regarding a clean separation from your STBXW, because it represents having a healthy mother for your children. This alone complicates matters, and the desperation will continue to be intense. Not only will this require legal advice but clinical counseling as you navigate a tirade of challenges. Tough times are going to get tougher, so I can only hope that you stay enraged and let that drive you forward. Ready to follow up: if it were me and I literally had to rely on my husband to stay alive, I'd make damn sure I treated him kindly and with respect, even if I wasn't blissfully happy in the marriage. Some people cut off their own nose to spite their face. Op's wife is one of those people.